Arizona, USA, 1909. Archaeologist Dr. G.E. Kincaid headed to the Grand Canyon to interview the Hopi people. Kincaid was a renowned archaeologist sponsored by the Smithsonian, the National Museum of the United States. Having a great interest in the Hopi tribe, he often visited the Grand Canyon to talk to the people. As he naturally became more acquainted with the Hopi chief, Kincaid was eventually told something quite profound. It was that there was a megalopolis beneath the Grand Canyon. The chief also added that the Hopi ancestors did not build the underground city, but instead discovered it, and that the city appeared to have been built a long time ago. Kincaid, who had become very interested, asked about the entrance and additional information regarding the city, but unfortunately the chief said that he could not say anything more, as it was a secret passed down the generations. With the sparse information he had received from the chief, Kincaid tried deducing the location of the entrance to the underground city, and it was at Green River, Canyonlands, Utah, where he began his exploration. In search of the entrance to the underground city, he traveled by a wooden boat, accompanied by his assistant. At the time, artificial structures such as the Glen Canyon Dam did not exist, allowing them to move freely through the river. After some time passed, Kincaid discovered unusual sedimentary rocks on the eastern wall of the canyon, located approximately 42 miles above the El Tovar Crystal Canyon River. In addition, he also discovered different sedimentary staining on the riverbed nearby. Near the riverbank, he discovered an entrance to a cave, hidden behind surrounding objects. There were also minute traces of what looked like stairs around the entrance to the cave. Having discovered chisel marks on the inner wall of the cave's entrance, Kincaid was convinced that this was the entrance to the underground city. The thin and narrow path leading to the underground spanned several kilometers. It is said that after a long time spent underground, Kincaid finally discovered a man-made gate that appeared to be the real entrance to the city. The city was formed as if carved out of giant rocks, with dozens of passageways spreading out like spokes from a large space that looked like a communal hall. The rooms located at the end of the passageways led to even more rooms, and it is presumed that the number of rooms was in the hundreds. The rooms were mostly square-shaped. There were round and cylindrical passageways in the walls and the ceiling which looked like some sort of water supply or ventilation system. It is said that the most surprising thing was the giant stone statue in the communal hall. This is what Kincaid had to say about the stone statue. The stone statue was sitting cross-legged and holding a flower in his hand. The flower was either a lotus or a lily. Considering that valuable relics were scattered around him, he seemed to be some sort of god regarded as sacred by the locals. The appearance of the stone statue was especially surprising, as it was very similar to that of a person of Asian descent. In fact, it closely resembled Buddhist statues of Buddha. Kincaid also discovered a large number of weapons made of copper and ceramics with unusual designs. Some of them had drawings on them, which were presumed to be ancient hieroglyphs. According to Kincaid, they looked quite similar to the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. It is said that Kincaid felt a strange sense of disparity as he was exploring the interior of the city, and this was because he had a strong feeling that the various relics and traces found inside the underground city were a mixture of civilizations from all over the world. The mixture went beyond just different countries, spanning across both the Eastern and the Western civilizations. Following the end of his exploration, Kincaid, who knew very well the archaeological significance of such cultural chaos, requested assistance from the Smithsonian. Upon reviewing the data sent by Kincaid, the Smithsonian immediately prepared to dispatch a large-scale second exploration team. The fact that there was a megalopolis existing beneath the Grand Canyon leaked to the outside and was followed by an article published in Arizona Gazette, a local newspaper in Arizona, USA. And so Kincaid began the second exploration of the underground city, alongside Professor S.A. Jordan and approximately 30 investigators dispatched from the Smithsonian. The second exploration revealed even more surprising facts. As they were looking around the basement, they discovered an extremely large and spacious room. Inside were hundreds of mummies wrapped in linen. The average height of the mummies was 9 feet. In addition, all the mummies appeared to be male, seemingly related to an ancient hierarchical culture. Being familiar with rumors regarding the existence of a civilization of giants during ancient times, Kincaid and Jordan were strongly convinced that the mummies were evidence of such a civilization. Considering the number of mummies and rooms, it is presumed that the underground city could accommodate at least 50,000 people. Unfortunately, they could not explore every single room. The sheer number of rooms was not the only problem, as there were also places that were unfit for exploration, such as tightly locked rooms and rooms that could only be accessed from above. Moreover, Kincaid had strong doubts about one of the rooms. There was a large, unlocked room that we could just bring ourselves to enter. But the smell emanating from the room was so foul that we felt lightheaded. I tried shining my flashlight around the entrance, but it was far from enough to break through the darkness inside the room. If that was traces of gas intentionally released by the ancient people, whatever was hidden inside the room could not have been ordinary. At the time, the underground megalopolis of the Grand Canyon was featured in media articles, gathering much attention. However, no additional information about the underground city was announced after the second exploration. This was because the authorities in Washington, D.C., who had been informed of the exploration details by the Smithsonian, ordered the immediate closure of the cave. People waited, hoping for Kincaid to reveal the truth, but since then, news about him could not be found in any media. Traces of his exploration had completely vanished from the archaeological community as well. This resulted in two main opinions arising from the public. The opinions were that either Kincaid's discovery of the underground city was fake, or that it was a cover-up by the government. But then again, not only were its facts published in local newspapers, but it was also an official exploration substantially supported by the Smithsonian. Kincaid, of course, was also a real-life archaeologist. Also, in most cases of fake news, there are groups or individuals making profits from such false reports. However, not a single person benefited from the news about the megalopolis beneath the Grand Canyon. There were no books, TV documentaries, or movies regarding the topic. Not only that, but Kincaid himself had simply disappeared without a trace. A famous American conspiracy theorist, John Rose, even went all the way to the Grand Canyon to discover the truth. I am unsure if the place I found was the entrance to the cave. However, soldiers guarding a seemingly insignificant gap in a canyon on a 24-hour shift were quite suspicious. They were even armed with M16s. It is said that mainstream textbooks in the United States introduce the ruins of the Grand Canyon as nothing but an Indian civilization. But if Kincaid's words are true, this was something far more significant than just an Indian civilization. An underground megalopolis that may contain the secrets of super ancient civilizations, giants, religions, races, and perhaps humankind itself. Just what could its true identity, shrouded in mystery for more than 100 years, be? This has been Strange Night.